Now, when it comes to purpose, right, we're headed into that time of the year where most people who aren't like frequent goal setters are about to create some goals, right? And they're like, okay, well, this coming year, 2023 is going to be the best year ever because I'm going to accomplish this. I'm going to be in the gym. I'm going to lift. I'm going to find that girlfriend, find that boyfriend, find that love interest, whatever it is. And then most people fall off that goal, right? And they have good intentions. They want to change their life. They want to make progress, but we are patterns, right? So the question is goal setting and purpose connected? And kind of a two-part here. Should you know and understand your purpose before you create goals? What comes first, the chicken or the egg, goals or purpose?
That's a great question. And I would say it can go either way. The key is that you really deeply, truly, from your heart and your soul, from the core of your being, are going after something that you want. A lot of the goals we set, especially these New Year goals where we're like, I'm going to get in shape and I'm going to have the partner and I'm going to buy the house and I'm going to make this much money. They're things that we might want, but a lot of the times they're very ego-based, or they're things that we think we should want, things that we think we should do. And so you have to tap into the truth of what you really desire and what you're really called to create. And it has to be so important and so meaningful and big enough to you that it will pull you through the work required to bring it to life. And so if you can't find that thing that really tugs at you, that really calls you forward, then you might have to go back and do some of the purpose work of coming into alignment, of getting to know yourself, of learning to trust yourself and your intuition again and know what's really important to you. So it really depends on where you're at. If you're in alignment, but maybe you're not clear enough to say my purpose is X, Y, and Z, you might still be aligned enough that you're like, I know that I'm called to create this, but it has to be something that you really want, that's meaningful to you.
Do you think purpose is generally synonymous in a way with creation of something?
I believe it's synonymous with contribution. And so for a lot of people, that's creation. But it's important to me that people understand, like I talk a lot about your purpose and your purpose work. And work is not necessarily the work that you do for money or the business that you run or the job that you hold. For a lot of people, it can be. But for other people, it's writing, it's raising a family, it's traveling and jumping off of mountains, whatever you're called to do. And so I really feel contribution is the ultimate expression of purpose, and that means something different to everyone.
I completely agree, because this show is a piece of purpose work, right? And it's one of the biggest pieces of purpose work for myself. And I started it several years ago, never with the intention of making money from the show. And I'm still not making very much money from the show. Some people, like family and friends, are like, whoa, you must be doing pretty well. 200 something episodes. It doesn't quite work that way, right? It can if you want to make this like the main avenue of revenue. But I host this show because I love talking to people like you. I love learning new things myself. But I think most importantly, I really enjoy hearing from people that I do spend time with presently when they say, I really enjoyed this episode with Stephenie. I really enjoyed this episode with Gary when he talked about this. And you forget that people actually listen to this, right? But
yeah,
they do. And then more and more people listen, the more and more time you do it. Just like the more time you spend learning to play the guitar, you're going to get better. The more time you spend with the art, you're going to get better. At the beginning, you're not very good. At the beginning, I had a blank curtain behind me. At the beginning, I didn't have a microphone, right? Just like for you, I'm sure at the beginning, it looked very different. At the beginning, you were blogging anonymously, right? It wasn't even under your own name. And I guess that's probably a good question of why you blogged anonymously. I have an idea, but I'll ask you that in a minute. But this piece of work, this podcast, is very much aligned with my purpose. And the days that I record on, what's today, Monday? On Mondays and Thursdays, I really look forward to speaking to the guest on that day and preparing for the show and organizing some questions. And without this, there would be a gap, right? Because I make money out in other ways. But without this, I would feel that a lot of what I'm doing is only to make money. And like you said, it doesn't have to be purpose work from the standpoint of you're making your money from it. It can be something that you're not making money from for a very long time. And then maybe one day you will. Right? But you go at it from the intention of, I want to do this because it aligns with my soul. It aligns with who I am. It aligns with my strengths. I enjoy it. And like you said, it also gives and contributes to other people.
Absolutely. And I would say this is part of your fullest expression. To me, purpose is being who you're here to be and doing what you feel called to do. So, this show, which is incredible, and you're an amazing host and you're so great at this, is as much a part of your purpose expression as you learning and continuing to play the guitar. And our showing up in our fullest expression and living a life that feels fully aligned for us is one of our greatest contributions in and of itself.